Hey everybody! Welcome to another episode of Defense of the Patients. I am your host, Roland, here with my co-host, Blackheart.
Hey.
What? What are you doing here?
I'm replacing Cyphus because I think he went to bed.
See, that's not exactly it, but yeah, no.
Oh, because, technically I'm just way cooler than him. And, why would we want two guys to talk on a podcast versus one girl and a guy?
It really does help out with the whole, because there's a lot of females that play Dota, we definitely need to hit that market, if you will.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're definitely talking about the pro show today, and what happened last week at TI from a 2.6K MMR standard,
Exactly.
All those chronos were totally timed. I mean, we understood all of them.
I didn't understand it. I just saw them. It was just like orbs, bam, pshoo, pshoo. I read something that Universe hit most of his, and they were multi-chronos. That's funny that you bring that up, because the Chronosphere was the tournament. But,
the EG versus eHome game. It was
game
you
one?
didn't even know there was a chrono. You just knew that the lights lit up, and you're like, this is happening right now.
And there's also another video of behind the scenes. There's a computer that works all that. It's automated. How the stadium lights up that way for a Chronosphere and everything like that. That is an automated process. But anyway, Blackheart is joining me today, not to replace Cyphus, not for any specific reason. This last week, we got to spend a lot of time with Blackheart. She helped organize a lot of things. She did. You took care of the shirts, which I now have an abundance of yet again because of you. I wish you would have been we have 1 million of them. Just give them away. They're going out of style. Give these shirts away.
What, your shirts or my shirts?
The DotP shirts.
But there was only 20 of them.
I have a shitload of shirts. And I was holding on to them people couldn't have them.
What? I said you could give it out.
Oh man, I wish I would have. Now I have 55 nighttime shirts again. Me and Audrey are awesome. Well, we've got a whole new round of DotP shirts, just a different version, which they're way cool this year. And you handled all that shit.
Well, Wazoo only wears one shirt, so you can give him the other 10.
Did you see how he packed? Oh my god, it was...
Yeah, he tossed everything into last year's
bag,
right?
Bag, and just rode up.
And a hacky sack or something like that.
We couldn't believe it. Denny and I felt such I don't know, prissy bitches. Because we were get the Mac in there, get the PC in there, I need to make sure that I have, something new to wear for each day, and enough socks for, in case my socks happen to get wet 2 days of the 7 days. I need 9 pair, and he just shows up. It's just I have a change, I think, in there. Maybe, I don't know. I might have put it in there. I might have forgot. I'm not sure. But no, it was a blast. It was really cool to. The whole point is of having you on here for this show was cool to meet everybody. Were you surprised by meeting anybody, or was it just pretty much exactly how you imagined?
I didn't imagine Jekyll to be so tall.
Oh yeah, he was super
6
tall.
foot or something, and then Chaos was even taller than him.
Chaos
and I was
super tall.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
When you can see him standing there looking at the portraits in the arena. You can see him from I don't know, from really far away because he's so tall.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
then
know it.
Flub is the only one that I didn't know how he looked like.
He's a southern gentleman, is what Flub is. Flub, when I saw Flub and was yeah, okay, yeah. No, Flub, I expected, Arsenity I had met before, so I already knew. It was, the joke we've brought up many times before, Captain America before the serum, before he becomes Captain America, while he's still whatever the fuck. But Proud, At first,
for sure.
we were anticipating. I was anticipating Proud to be a smaller person than he was. To be honest with you,
No.
because he was the only person that got like a small shirt, and so I was like, oh man, like he might just be like just a teensy eensy. And no, he was like my height. Like
He was like taller than Ursi, right? They're like the same size, but I think just
just
Ursinity
wear their
wanted to wear
clothes
a larger
differently.
shirt.
Yeah, just wear
Yeah.
their different stylishly.
Yeah.
And then Michael.
So is Flub a ginger?
That's something I think we've all kind of avoided.
I like wasn't sure because then AG had visited the house, and then I didn't want to be like, so Flub, are
we
you a ginger too?
we are just we are just a magnet for people with red hair
Like
or
we basically replaced
soulless.
Blue with Flub.
No, we did. We did. Yeah. What we did is we smurfed. You know what I mean? But this time we smurfed and we got like 4K instead of 3K. You know what I mean? Like 4.5K instead of 3K. And we got a Southern gentleman instead of a guy from Chicago. That both great people, just a little bit different. But no, yeah, it was funny to see drunk Ursi. I think that was one thing that I didn't expect. I remember Monday night being like, dude, I thought you would, be the one that wanted to drink a lot. And he's like, oh no, I don't drink a lot. And the later that week got, I realized, Jesus, he's the one that's drunk all the time. I mean, did you have many conversations with drunk RC?
I don't think so.
Really?
But I would assume that if he were to be drunk, it would be the same thing. It'd just be maybe a tad more goofier.
No,
But
it's
he just
cockier. It's much more cocky.
wait. So like drunk Ursi was like basically regular proud.
Well, no, even more than that. Like even there were a couple drunk RC moments. So you were there for the 1v1 mids. Were you
No.
not there for that night?
When was it?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. The whole trip was a blur. I don't
Oh
remember
yeah.
really
It was
anything
like it
about
was
it.
just so much like just packed in
Oh, it was
and
so
like
busy. I just remember the car, really. That's all I really remember of all of it is being in the car all the time. Okay. Wow. Well then, so just so people know, what day did you left Wednesday, right?
I left Thursday.
Thursday.
I had to come back for
We were
work.
debating this earlier. We were like, what day did Blackheart leave? Because, being at the event and seeing like Prove and everybody else, it's hard to keep track of what day was what. Especially for Panda's boyfriend, right? I mean, like, he definitely had no idea where he was for a lot of it. That guy, Jesus, man. I've never seen anything like it, but good for
If
them.
nobody woke him up, he would have like literally like probably he could have been in a coma for like an entire week.
Yeah, he could have. I tried to be like super like inducive of conversation. Like, hey, how's it going? Are you enjoying the Dota? Who you think's gonna win? Definitely not this team, right? Definitely not that team, right? And it was always just like these like, no, I don't know. And it was just like, come on, like I'm putting my all into it.
It was like he wasn't there.
And I think it's because he wasn't. But regardless, it was awesome to meet Panda after all this time. I mean, not that he seemed like a very nice dude. He was in Washington, guys. There's skunks all over Washington that just spray people in the face. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Take it as a metaphor. Take it as not a metaphor. And that happens, and it's legal there. Whereas where I live, people don't get sprayed in the face with skunks nearly as often. So he just got
Bad metaphor.
he just got really sprayed in the face by a skunk, if that makes sense. That's pretty similar. I mean, you live in a state where it happens to be legal. The skunks.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I guess. I guess it's
isn't
more
it?
when you're in Washington, like a skunk would just walk up to you and like just wouldn't leave you. Versus everywhere else, it's like, it's like a hi bye. It's like a drive-through.
Oh, not for him. It wasn't. It was a drive by, but it was like Godfather 1 drive by. And the
It
brother
was
just.
like a sit-down restaurant, have a conversation for half an hour, and like maybe you'll pick up the bill later.
Oh, I felt bad for him. Just because he just seemed like, oh God, like you could almost hear his internal conversation where it was like, oh God, I'm in a place where I know no one but my girlfriend, and I am out of my fucking skunking mind. I don't know what I'm gonna. There's a couch. I'm gonna go sleep on it, and and ignore everything else. Like that is a certain level of getting skunked in the face. You know what
He
I mean?
legit passed out though. Like,
Was that was like I was just kind of around as it was happening. I wasn't really paying any direct attention. It
his
was.
eyes were so bloodshot. I felt like if we didn't think that he got skunked in the face, he would have like had some serious problems. Like we would have been worried. But Panda said it was okay, so I mean, we just gotta trust her, right?
That's kind of like because I'd be outside. It was, and hopefully my wife isn't listening. My wife is under the Audrey, who you and Audrey get along very well. I'm about to tell a lie here that I probably even shouldn't tell you because you will probably tell her and I'll get in trouble for it. But I'm willing to let this one go. So, two Sundays before the Sunday we left. So I don't know, like 3 weeks ago, I quit smoking, and it was like a big deal because it was like, okay, I don't smoke, she doesn't smoke, I smoked, and didn't want to smoke around the baby, and I did quit for like 11 days. And then 3 days before we left for Washington, I started smoking a little bit when Denny was around. I would like have a drag or like have a cigarette or like have 3 cigarettes or like go on this Washington trip and be a full-blown smoker and then quit on the drive home, and now I'm going on 72 hours. So she literally thinks that this is just non-stop I've been quit. She has no idea. She's
Oh.
like about to be like, she like said something that made me feel super guilty and I almost spilled the beans, which I know I'm going to spill the beans, but she's like,
She's about to kill you.
she was like, it's almost been a month. And I was like, it's almost been 72 hours in
It's
my
like those
mind.
it's like those alcoholics, they give you like the sober chip, but then you're like, I'm so close, but
It's
then
like
like you've
year
actually
chips.
cheated. So like now she's just gonna give you a slap in the face.
Could you, but you like, it's like, it is like accepting the chip, but, not doing what the chip entails. It's like an honor system. And that's why I'm going to have to spill the beans because these types of things I don't do good with. Like, this is how I know I could never be like have infidelity in a relationship, for instance, just because I'd feel too fucking guilty. I know I would. Like,
Oh, and she would really give it to you too.
oh man, I know. I eat the last piece of toast or something and I feel guilty. You know what I mean? Like, God, how inconsiderate. Like, what if she felt like having that last piece of
Well,
toast?
she's pregnant though. I mean, you just can't eat anything last anymore.
I know. And she
You
is,
just have to.
she's mega pregnant. Like, we went to, dinner. We went to, like, dinner and, like, to the mall or whatever. There's, like,
Food
the
court?
maternity store. We didn't eat
Oh
it.
yeah.
We ate at this sushi place that we like. That I ate Seattle sushi, and it was incredible. But still, this sushi place that's near where I live is delicious. But not like Seattle. Like that thing was still like they like killed it in front of me and then sliced it off into my mouth. Like it was like the craziest experience I've ever had. But anyway, she's
Oh,
getting
we have
people.
to talk about the food after this
We
then.
will. We'll talk about the food. The dot P eats or
Yeah.
dot Pete's.
No, stop. He eats.
I always like look at it as like dot Pete's, dot
I
Pete's.
wish we used the DOTP TI-6 more, but it was
Dot,
just me and then one of Growdy stuck at the airport.
like on our Twitters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dot P at TI6.
No, just hashtag DOTP TI6.
Oh, that would have been cool. Yeah.
I
See,
thought about it, but then it was like too late to like
and that's
spread
why
it out.
having you on the show, and we'll get into dot p eats, and we'll also get into the fact that let's just go ahead and I'll live with this lie that I have going on with my wife right now, that she thinks I've been quit from cigarettes for a month, because you know what, I've quit now for 72 hours. I'm fine. I'm thinking about cigarettes, but I'm not acting upon it. I could at any moment. I'm not
It's
doing
just
it.
the drive. Like, how long was the drive?
The drive was 12 hours. I didn't smoke on the drive back at all. So like I woke
Oh,
up
that's good.
this Sunday and I've been done since the after party at TI6. So that was Saturday night, and today is Tuesday night. So I have not had a cigarette from that time frame. But she believes that time frame to be much longer.
Yeah.
Like I'm already over like the worst thing. So like I can't even be like, oh man, I'm so grouchy because I quit smoking. Because then I have to spill the beans. You know what I mean? And so today was my day 3, which is like it sucks. Like all you think about all day is like, dude, a cigarette, right? Am I right? A cigarette. Like, wouldn't that be good? A cigarette. Like, it's crazy that this shit is even legalized, and that skunks in the face aren't legalized everywhere is what, just trips me out the most.
Well, it's two different things. I mean, you can like you can't go to work and can't get
You
skunked
can't
and
you
go to
you
work.
definitely can't get I think his name was Troya skunked in the face and go to
Yeah.
work. No way.
But you can definitely smoke a whole pack. I mean, it won't be good for you. You might die early due to lung cancer, but I
That's
mean,
true. That's true. You could smoke a whole carton before work. And just be like vomiting. You'd be sick, but you would definitely be capable. You wouldn't be looking for the nearest couch to escape from it all, to give up, to just say, you know what, fuck this social life thing. Like, it's time to just escape. And I think there are people that were severely worried because we had so many people crashing on the couches that they're like, this guy just fucking stole the couch from me. That's fucked. I mean, I shared a room with Denny. It was, a whole week. Me and Denny. And at first it was like, good night. And it was like, good night. And then by the end it was just like, dude, just fuck off. Like, turn the light off when you're done. Just please leave me alone. Like, I'm so happy to be home. And just like, anyway.
but don't you guys see each other like 4 days a week, anyways?
Yeah, but we don't like have to
I guess
like.
you guys don't sleep together.
It wasn't in the same bed. We had 2 twin beds.
Well, I know. I'm just saying.
And no, we don't sleep together, contrary to popular belief. No, we don't. He does come over a lot, but this is like he has keys. For instance, like if you just heard the crickets, you're like, wow, that's crazy, the crickets. Like, we have a lot of land in Utah, because it's so terrible to live here. The reward of living here is they give you a lot of land. So, for dealing with all the cultural bullshit, you get a bunch of land and crickets that are loud. So, anyway, Denny has keys to the shed, to the office, to the studio, whatever you want to call this place.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why, he's over all the time. Make sure DotP runs and stuff. Like, he does about half as much administrative stuff as you do. About 1/4 as much as you do. So, anyway.
And you do like 1/16
Of what he
we do.
does. Of what he does, yeah. By now. Believe it or not, once upon a time, about 2 years ago, maybe even over 2 years ago, I was doing a lot of that. A very, very lot of that. A ton of it. Anyway, the eats. We have our first eat is spaghetti.
No, agave.
Oh, agave. Okay.
Well, it was just me, you, Denny, and Wazoo.
And Wazoo, showed up a little late. If you know what I mean, maybe in his mind. No, he was there. No, he didn't show up late. I'm just joking.
He got skunked on the way there.
You dropped us with the whole. You got up from the table, and it was assumed to use the restroom. Obviously, when somebody gets up from the table, but it was to intercept the waitress that we had to pay for the whole entire thing.
What? I did not. I didn't get up
Yeah.
to use the
Mm-hmm.
restroom, for the record. I got up to tell her after like so many times that I wanted
No.
ice.
Oh yeah, ice. Jesus,
Yeah.
she'd never
And
brought
then
you ice.
I
And
know,
and she
right?
kept
Like,
coming back and addressing the fact that she never brought you ice. Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's just been so busy, and we don't usually bring ice. Next time, same excuse. And it was like after so many times, yeah, I guess I'd be pissed too.
yeah, and then the same thing with the check. It was like, hey, can we get the check? It's like, oh yeah, sure. And then it's like, oh, would you like to split it? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And then it's like, hey, can we like kind of get the check now? And she's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, never mind. I'm like,
It
here's my
wasn't that
card.
way. Not
Charge
with the
us. I
check.
want to go watch a game already.
Nah, nah. Well, you could have been like, "Hey, I have the check. See how quickly I got and it's all perfectly split up because it was by that point.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was. We're all separate. I remember saying that. We're all
No, but
separate.
she didn't split up the check yet.
Mm.
Like I had to walk up to her little like POS system, and she had like I was gonna point out like what she needed to separate, and I was just like, well, you know what,
You
like
definitely
I'm
work in a
only
marketing
yeah I'm
firm.
only here for 4 days. I'm not gonna spend another minute in this iceless restaurant. I
Yeah,
mean
it
the
was
food was
ISIS.
good,
The food, well,
but
fucking another instance where it's like fresh halibut sandwich, where it's like the dude comes out with a halibut and a live halibut and a really sharp knife and chops its head off and it swips and swaps and lands on the bread and I bite right in like Gollum. It's delicious. I love it up there, especially the seafood. But no, yeah, you definitely intentionally paid for all of that, and thank you. That was super duper nice. Uh, it's the first time anybody's shown us really any kindness at all in my entire life, personally, I guess. So I appreciate the lunch at Agave that we had. Which what time was it? It was about what, noon?
it was about noon.
Noon, and then going to get people from the airport. We got hit up by Gorgon, Denny and I, to do an interview for the Score, and people needed to be picked up from the airport. We assumed that the drive wasn't long, and so you went to pick people up from the airport.
Dude, and I've gotta say, I could barely look over your hood. I had like the seat all the way up,
Oh,
and
really?
like I was just like so like mind fucked at like how like I've driven like a Sienna, which is like a family van,
Mm-hmm.
and like that's fine because like the engine is like super compact or whatever. But like yeah, I could like barely see like past your hood, and I was just so like I felt like I was a student driver with my hands at 10 and 2, and I was like, Wazoo, are we there yet? Like, are we making this right or this left? And he's like, I don't know. And
Oh God.
I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And then like on the way back to like drop off everybody's stuff, he was like, you were supposed to make this right, but there's a car like right next to you, and you're like right at the crosswalk. And I'm like, okay.
Oh,
So like anybody else want to give me directions?
well, the
'Cause
car's in
clearly
great shape. The car's in perfect shape, so that's good. Audrey just showed up with that, by the way. I hope you know. I didn't
what,
even see it. Like, I wasn't even there for the transaction. And we were
oh
married.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, it was a very nice vehicle, I can tell you that.
And I was just like, wow, we have an off-road. That's for off-roading. Frozen, who did you met Frozen? He
I
came to
saw
the
Frozen.
yeah, he came to the meetups. He works for Toyota, and he said that like people want this car because it
Wait, so
can.
where does he live?
I don't know where he lives. I can't recall exactly, but he works for Toyota. Did I say he lives for Toyota?
No, he said he works for Toyota.
Maybe he lives for Toyota too. Who knows? But
Well, I need an oil change,
oh,
so
I don't know. Most people live in California, right? Like a lot of them in the U.S.,
ye-
California and New York. Chances are he probably lives somewhere in your
if he lives in Texas, whatever,
Texas,
just go
maybe.
away.
I,
It's too far.
I think he may have mentioned, but I didn't mention to him because my memory is so bad that my memory is bad. So I didn't mention that to him. But people buy this fucking car, so if you get like stuck in sand, it will crawl. The car will crawl its way off the sand, and how it does that is by like different wheels shifting at different times and different wheels braking at different times to the point where it like crawls itself. And so it's for like these these people that really want to, and that's why it has a
So
20
like
gallon
really
tank.
dumb people.
Yeah, like,
Like
well,
get
people
stuck
that,
in like mud.
yeah, exactly. Or like want to drive real fast through mud. You know what I mean? Watch it spray up all over my car. Like that type thing. Like I certainly don't get the appeal. That's why the tires are all like big like that. Did you
Oh my
notice
god, the
that?
tires were fucking massive. I was like, dude, that's like as big as my car.
And she just, and I didn't really understand, to be honest with you, like completely what it would entail, because I knew she was going down to look at a car, and I knew it was a Toyota, and I was like, Toyotas are good cars. Like, I trust you. Make the decision. And then next thing I know, I see that, and I'm like, oh my god! Like, we got it because she was pregnant, and she's not that tall. She's 5'4",
Yeah.
5'5", 5'4", maybe even shorter than 5'4". I'm not sure. Exactly. I'm gonna put a maximum of 5'4" on Audrey, because I'm quite a bit taller than her, and I'm not the tallest person in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and we got it for her being pregnant. You know what I mean? Because it's a super safe car.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, it's not safe for you to get in it.
Oh my god, I had like such an issue when you guys picked me up at the airport. I was like, where's the sidebars and like
There's
the thing
no
on top? I was
sidebars
just
yet.
like,
Because those get in the way of rocks when you're going off-roading.
I know, but like for a short person like me who's like 5'2" or 5'3", and by the way, I am just as tall as Grouty. He totally said that he was gonna be tall, and like I called bullshit, so like we are like just around the same height.
You and Grouty, huh?
Yeah.
Grouty's
We did
not
like
5'2".
a back-to-back thing cuz
Is he
like
5'2"?
I don't fuck I don't know. I don't even know how tall I am.
He
All
didn't
I
look
know is
that
that
short. He didn't look
he's
that
not
short.
taller than I am.
I mean, you didn't, like, I have an aunt that is like a short person. Who's like, she had to have a special thing for her license because she's below 5 feet tall or something like that. I don't know.
They have that?
I think so. But yeah, so Frozen's telling me how cool this car is. Did you notice the controls up at the top? Like the circle
No.
things? It's
Oh,
like, I don't even know what they do. And so and Frozen was like, yo. Anyway, she comes home with this, and I'm like, okay. We had 3 days to decide, and she loved it a lot. But now she's like 6 months pregnant, and people are asking her, like, how far are you along? Like, it's safe enough to ask now because she looks pregnant enough. Like, it's not like, oh, maybe I don't want to ask the wrong question right now and get like that. I'm not pregnant, because what do you have to gain? You have a lot to lose and nothing to gain, really. But people are getting to the point where they're comfortable wanting to touch her stomach, and like just random people. Weird.
oh my god.
Yeah, and it's like, no, kinda like, why, you weirdo? You know, I don't get the appeal. People want to
Well,
touch
I
your
guess if
stomach.
it's girls, I guess it's okay. But like sometimes it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one time I went into Lush and like they have like these like massage bars for like your skin.
I know.
And
I know.
I was buying one for one of my friends who was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's like, oh, so like which one of these are like really good for like, you know, like pregnant women and you know, she's like sore or whatever. She's like, oh, how far along are you? And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, dude, I'm just fat. Like I am not the pregnant one.
What? See, why do people ask that question? That's what I don't understand. There's literally nothing. The most that lady at Lush could have gained was you saying, "Oh, I'm X amount pregnant along." Like, what is she?
I could have been like, I've already miscarried. I just want
You
this.
could have gotten real. You could have been like, "He's actually taking it out tomorrow. He said it won't make it." And then you know, the person really feels like a stupid fuck, you know, or it's like, oh, and then they'll never ask that question again, because I mean, you know, there's just nothing to gain out of it, and I don't
True.
understand why people do it, and I don't know them, and they're not gonna like be there when the baby's born, they're not gonna know it when it is born, like, why the fuck do you care is what I want to ask.
I mean, it's just a conversation type of thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Oh, you also missed. Oh no, you didn't miss Theorycraft Thursday's recording.
Oh, that was so awesome, by the
Okay.
way, to like,
Yeah,
because like
it
I
was.
listened to half of them, because like I mean,
Yeah,
After a while, anyways.
mm-hmm.
But like it was pretty awesome, like seeing them both like just sit there and like the personalities like interact with each other and like just like Philip would chime in or like AG would say something and like it was just overall it was like definitely like professional and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I was being the dorky producer where I was like, where the sound. What did I do? Too many sounds?
No, I think it was fine. I think,
Okay.
Proud was just being proud, which was
Okay.
hilarious.
I thought
And
it
then
was
you see
hilarious
like
too.
Ursi being how Ursi is towards the Proud and it was just
and
awesome.
they were both drunk, or to a certain degree, or had drank something or something along those lines. It's skunks or drunks, you know what I mean? It just depends, skunk to the face or not. But no, their show was so much fun. What about Michael? What's your take on Michael or Theron or Theron? Thererin.
I thought he was pretty cool. He actually lives in SoCal. He's
Oh,
like
really?
2 hours away from me. Yeah.
Fucking
And he was pretty cool. He made us food, which was awesome.
in the mornings.
Yeah, we had like bacon.
See, I was not awake ever for any one of those.
Yeah, no, he was like, good morning, and he was like, do you guys want food? I was like, bacon? I was like, yeah.
That was like you guys went to Costco and like Flub comes back with like 18 gallons of milk and he's already drank like 2 or 3 of them. It's like, what's going on, dude? And he's like,
I told him,
I
was
love
like,
milk.
could have got.
I was just, all right, dude. I love Red Bull. I'm not gonna judge. But really, how gross.
Was it 10 gallons?
I don't know. It was 2
I
gallons.
think it might have been 6 gallons, but
It was a lot of gallons of milk.
I know. We should.
I don't know if it got drank or not because I left Sunday. They didn't check out till Monday, so I don't even know how much they went through or not. But there was a lot of alcohol in the fridge, and that was always Ursi's justification for drinking. Was how do you just leave so much in the freezer? We're all leaving. It's like then I can't. You weren't there for the 1v1 mids. Me and Ursi 1v1 midding. No. Oh my god. Okay.
Did you lose?
No.
Oh wow.
No. So Ursi gets particularly confident, okay? Particularly drunk.
Okay, after how many shots though?
I don't know. But he's drinking like those rum and coke things that he was drinking or whatever. I don't know what he was like. He was drinking like rum and coke. It was like vodka and something or rum and
Probably
something.
Dr. Pepper.
Rum and Dr. Pepper, and I don't know. I'm not like he's old enough to drink. He can do what he wants with alcohol. Like I wasn't like, is that your 5th shot, Ursi? Like he is a little guy.
Yeah, right. You were probably edging him on, like, here's another one.
No, I wasn't. There was no, and he can even admit. Everybody can admit to that. I was not. I was just playing Dota, having a good time. I got a new monitor while I was there at Fry's Electronics. Had no idea this store existed. I'm goddamned happy to have found it, and I got the monitor of my dreams for cheaper than I ever could have thought, cheaper than Amazon, believe it or not. And yeah, have you heard of this chain?
Yeah, there's one here.
Ugh, we have Best Buy. We don't have Fry's. We have Best Buy.
But then I feel like the Fry's doesn't really have that much stuff. Like I've been there countless times, and like I seem to find better deals at Best Buy because like they have like the pickup, so you don't even have to look for it.
I don't want something tomorrow. I want it when I walk in the store and out of the store.
Yeah.
And I got that
Best Buy has the
justification.
pickup.
I got my 144 hertz 1 millisecond response time monitor that I've always wanted.
1 millisecond?
1 millisecond, yeah.
Holy
It's insane.
shit! Can you link me? There's a Fry's here in San Diego.
It's BenQ or Bank.
Isn't that what everybody uses? I feel like
I think it's what and I sound like a pretentious douche saying this, but I think it's what the pros use. I really think it is.
I think so too.
Or something analogous to what the pros use, but yeah.
But anyways, back to how you beat Ursi.
I beat Ursi in Shadow Fiend versus Shadow Fiend because I bought Raindrops, and he went for a triple raise combo, and I evaded all 3 of his raises completely because of raindrops, and then I killed him, and then I killed him again, and he was like, fucking raindrops. And
Would
then,
you say you rained on his parade?
I did rain on, he was, and then we did Quap v Quap, and I won 2-0. And I don't have the match IDs in front of me. I told Ursi I wouldn't slander him too much, but that I would. And that's another thing. Like, going back to the whole asking if somebody's pregnant. Why, if you know you're better than somebody, 1v1 mid them? All you have are things to lose. Really, like, the best thing you could do is win, as everybody expected, because you're better than me. You know what I mean? Or you could lose, and then it'd be catastrophic. You lost to Roland. Like, that's gotta suck, you know? Like, especially with all the conversation. Like, your Necro mid beat me. You know what I mean? And people talk shit on Necro all the time. Your Necro mid rocked me. You didn't even have a courier, if you recall. Your courier was broken. So I beat Ursi, and it definitely felt good. And then there was a little bit of debate going on about who was the best on their team. Who is the best on on their team, and there were some declarations made by some people. That conversation was definitely hilarious to listen to, and yeah, it was fun. And then Ursi didn't drink Saturday night because he drank a little too much Friday night. And he's like, dude, he's like, I was hungover. I'm not gonna. He's like, that sucks. I'm not gonna do that again tonight. And so Ursi did finally.
He gave up.
No skunks to the face, no shots to the face. Just
no drunken skunks.
Yeah, no, he was fine. And then you know what? I didn't 1v1 mid him, and so far I'm up 2 games on him. So those match IDs can be found at www.rolandisfuckingawesome.com. I should register that. Just post those videos and do like slow-mos of my raises and stuff like that. He was so drunk though, like I kept telling him like it was like a GHB'd you so I could beat you at Dota 2, which is totally inappropriate, but you know, totally the only way I'd ever use GHB is to beat Ursi at Dota 2. Maybe Fafnir too. I might GHB Fafnir to beat him at 1v1 mid too. That'd be nice. But
I can't wait.
After the DotP eats, there was some spaghetti made. What is this? Tuesday night? Wednesday night?
I think Wednesday.
I think it was Wednesday.
Oh, but Tuesday though. So Tuesday, me, Ursi, and Proud, and I think Wazoo was there. We were at the arena.
Oh.
And I think Growdy was there. But anyways, I was sitting with Ursi and Proud. And like, so I had walked out to get food. So I went to get a churro, and she gave me like a 2-for-1 special, and I was like awesome. I was like, I would have bought them all, but I opted for one. She gave me 2. And then I got fries, right? So then I gave Ursi the free churro. And like, as I was reaching
Could the little guy eat the whole churro? You didn't break it in half or anything before you gave it to him?
This was not like a Costco churro. It was like half of a Costco churro.
Oh,
it was like so skinny.
Okay.
It made no sense.
Okay.
But then I got the fries, and then I gave literally, I think 1 or 2 fries to Gucci, and then I had it in my little tray because I wanted 2 ketchup because I was being a bitch. And then as soon as I finished my churro, I reached for my fries and I tilted the tray and I dropped all my fries on Ursi.
Was he like, oh, hey, what? Watch out. What are you doing here? What?
I was like,
you spilled your fries on me. All right. You spilled your fries all over me. Just then. All right. Why'd you do that? Did you mean to do that? All right.
I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. And like all the concession stands were closing, so I couldn't go out and get another one. So then I was just like, fuck. I just sat there.
Did you
just had like
did you salvage some of them? Where you're like, hey, those are good. Those fell on your shirt. I know that's a clean shirt. Give me those.
Let me just eat this one off your jeans. I know you cleaned those the other day.
I watched you put on a new pair, damn it. Like, let me eat those fries.
No, I didn't. I think I maybe had like two that was like on the armrest, but that was like it. I was like pretty sad.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't eat inside that fucking arena. I ate at that, so it was like the... I have such a bad memory.
Food trucks?
There was the food trucks, yeah, but it was a specific food truck that I would love to give a giant plug to. It was a black food truck, and it was like they gave out special hot sauce that had a pig on the hot sauce.
Oh, it was like snort and something.
It was so good. I ate there every single day we were there. That was except Monday when we went to Agave, and thank you very much, that was delicious. We ate there a bunch last year.
On Tuesday, when we went to get the complimentary bags, we really wanted shawarma, but like literally,
that shawarma place there was a shawarma place by the meetup, remember?
No, I know, but like we wanted it like straight from the food truck, like the experience, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And like two people in front of us, they put out a sign. It's like no more shawarma, and we're like, are you fucking joking? So we got like a falafel, and
I love falafels. And isn't that just like another way to say chickpea falafel?
Is that what it was?
No, inside? A falafel. So no, that's what the bread is made out of, is chickpeas, I believe.
It was just the pita bread.
Oh, pita bread. Maybe it was chickpeas that were inside. I don't know, but I know a falafel has chickpeas in it. Which are commonly used, I believe, in Indian food. I'm going to go ahead and say yes, that chickpeas are used a lot in Indian food, but delicious stuff, yeah. No, I just kept getting those chicken sandwiches. They were like better than Chick-fil-A sandwiches. They were like literally one step above the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
I had a hot dog, and that was bomb.
Was it inside the arena one though?
No, no, gross. No, okay, outside. Yeah. They had like a little like hot dog, and like I asked for like bacon, and it was so good.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Oh,
I like ate it before Flub even ordered his food.
Oh man, I ordered two, and Michael was there, and I know I'm way better as Michael, guys, because I don't know how much I'd even like to play Dota with Michael. He was being such a douche when we were 1v1 midding. He was playing the psychological game really hard, is what Michael's goal was. I'm like, what's up, dude? You suck. You fucking suck. What are you doing over there? You fucking lose. Like, oh, you missed that last hit. Missed that one. You gonna get this one? And like, that is obnoxious. So I'm pretty sure had I met Michael in any other circumstance, I would have hated Michael and been like, oh, that douche is staying with us, the one that talks all that shit all the time. But Michael and I, like, I don't know, Michael was my right hand man into sneaking into places I wasn't supposed to go, for sure. I'm not gonna go any further on that, because I could be held responsible for things that I didn't do or anything like that. But yeah, it was great.
It was a fun time.
Yeah. Lots of skunks, like we said. Lots of people getting skunks right on their face. Lots of good food. Proud Nursey made spaghetti.
That was good.
It was a great bonding experience for everybody in DotP. I think, unfortunately, the people that I didn't get to spend enough time with were like Grouty. Like, was one of the people that I just did not get enough time to spend, just because he went to bed early. And
wasn't he like the oldest one there?
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I'm trying to make some old man joke.
I'm like, I don't know. Is his beard longer than Denny's? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like 3 beers. Like he couldn't even double fist it, and he was already passed out.
But he was like trapped in an airport for a day. Poor guy, like Home Alone style, and yeah, it was bad. He couldn't. Initially, his flight got pushed back because you guys were supposed to land at similar times, you and Grouty. We were supposed to. And then next thing you know, he didn't land until like the next day at that time. Oh man, what a crazy time. Fast times at Lakemont High, because it was a blast. And I all in all, I'd say it was a success. You were there for the 2 nights we did our meetup. We met a lot of cool new folk.
That was fun.
Shrek 2, Shrek on DVD, Shrek 2 on DVD. Shout out to you, sir.
Oh, and what about that time when like you asked those three Asians like
What?
what their MMR was, and like and then you were like trying to tell them what we do, but then they were like just so confused. Like I'm pretty sure they didn't know like a lot of English. Like I could see it on their faces and how they were talking to each other. They're like, "This guy is an idiot. Like, can we just get our computers?"
I'm very outgoing.
I can tell.
I don't
But I
know.
mean, they jumped in on the fun, so that was awesome.
And they asked questions, and yeah, it was fun. It was yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. Although everyone was tired, and that's why we only did it 2 of the nights when we were planning on doing it more than 2 of the nights. It was just there's just too much shit to do. My God, like we missed the bar crawl, we missed the 82L meetup. I slept in until 3:30 p.m. one of the days. Um, it was bad. It was just all pretty bad. But what would you rate it, 1 to 10?
If I was there longer, probably a 10.
Really?
But since I left early, it's like an 8.
Yeah, I'd give it like if Ursi wasn't so drunk all the time, I would have given it a 10. But like
Like just the atmosphere of like just being somewhere where like you can literally like just turn to the next person and just be like, dude, like that just happened. Like me and Flub was sitting in like section like I don't know, like 114, like really close to the stage. But and like we sat in an area where it was like basically all Wings fans. So like
so they did the
oh my god. Like 5 minutes in it was like
what was that?
clapping and like
What was the sound? Can you? I can't replicate. I can't. I can hear it in my head, but I can't do it.
was it like a hovering sound?
It was like ooh.
Pretty sure it was like a hovering because like
It
you know
was
like
so weird.
hover your wings or whatever. But I voted for wings
Oh.
at the end. I was like pro wings. I told everybody in the DotP Discord, and everybody was like, "Nah." They're like, "The
You were
Americans are
voting
gonna
for
win
Wings
it."
over DC?
Yeah, I
Why?
did. I gotta represent.
Are are you not like patriotic? Or
I mean,
what? Moo is
Chin-
American.
Okay, I was personally only voting for Moo, but then Team
Like,
Just
come
with his
on, that's
hair.
like NA. Like, you gotta vote for Moo.
I mean, Moo's hair is like so nice. Like him and his hair could probably
He
have
does not
won the
look 20.
international.
He does not look 20. I'll say that much.
He doesn't.
He,
He's like
I
one
would
of those,
believe he was like 34. Like, I would believe, except his skin looks good. Like a well kept, a well kempt 34-year-old. You know?
That's true. And his mom was so cute too.
Yeah, Mama Moo. She was, and I told her from Monday on, I was like, your son's gonna be a millionaire, and when high five, and she was like, you know it. And then
She's like, about time. I've been charging him rent this whole time.
yeah. And then the final day came around, and it was like, and I stopped and was like, hey, what? So what about me calling like the future, huh? You know, like look
They did
where
really
we
well
are.
though.
Yeah, no, DC was super impressive. Misery was cool. He was at the after party, bumped elbows with him, like literally, like I put my elbow out and he put his elbow out and we like hit elbows, and that was it. Like I didn't say anything. He had no idea who I was. I wasn't wearing a .P shirt or anything. He doesn't know what I look like, but like bam, I was just like, you're badass. And like he was like, you're just another dude. And I was like, but we have a connection. And he's like, no, we don't. And I was like, all right with that. I'll believe that we have a connection. But it was a trip. The after party was crazy. They bunch of free stuff, bunch of free booze, bunch of free. They served free hot dogs. And
No
then,
way.
And then they had also catered food from like a Wolfgang Puck or whatever the fuck his name is. I didn't eat there though. I ate at a sushi
PF
joint.
Chang's?
No, like Wolf. like Wolfgang Puck. I think that's like a
Something
chef.
like that.
Yeah, I'm sure people are like, it's this, and scratching their ears out right now because they know what I'm
And then
talking
we're
about. But
like, we don't care because I wasn't there, so.
there were a lot of people there. Like it was crazy. When I was out in the smoking section smoking cigarettes when I shouldn't have been, which was the last night I did smoke. Just everybody, just that Pyrian Flax and Shayna Matter to my right. I talked with Dirk, who was right in front of me for a really long time. Like, it was just like everyone was there, and yeah, it was crazy. What a time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was all right. I needed somebody to brag to, and Blackheart was nice enough to come on the show and let me brag about going to the after party. And yeah, basically a bunch of people like held up the sign that I ran through, like that people do at like the start of like high school like football games or like events, like the paper signs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I ran through one where it said "You're famous now," and it didn't.
I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your biggest. It didn't break though when I ran through it. I kind of like fell over it and like hit my head, and then they're like, "Wait, never mind. You have to break it before you're there." So I'm getting close. I just need to build up the strength to actually break the paper sign. But Blackheart, thank you so much for coming on last minute, and that was fun. I give this episode a 10 out of 10. I give the trip 10 for sure. I mean, when you're counting the days down and you're like, oh, like, but in a bad way, like you're like, oh, I'm only here for 2 more days. Like,
Yeah, I know.
oh, like, oh, I'm only here
Everyone
for.
on Twitter was like, post-TI depression. I'm like, guys, we're gonna have a major pretty soon. Like,
I didn't
we
have.
might not all go, but at least there will be one.
Yeah. You got home quickly. Like, we had to. So Saturday night, I got home from the after party at about 1:30 in the morning, maybe 1:45, and started packing everything. And wasn't done until about 3:45. And the last chore that I was going to do was the dishes. And I opened the dishwasher to unload it. And in the middle of unloading it, I realized people just loaded it but didn't start it.
Oh,
And it's like now like 4 in the morning, and I'm leaving the next morning, and there is a whole sink of dishes, at least 2 loads of dishes, and a load that is not washed that is in the dishwasher. That literally all you had to do is squirt some goo in a thing and close it and press start. And I think it could have been me that fucked that up, to be honest with you. But because I remember
the house
loading
cleaner shows up. It's like a floor full of like suds and
there,
stuff.
there were so many dishes.
And he's like, fucking guys. He's like, never ran out to like 10 boys.
Well,
'cause,
they're
like,
missing a pillow
clearly they
too.
don't know what they're doing. They can't even recycle correctly.
They can't really. There was talk about recycle.
I think Ursi mentioned he was like, should we like separate like the cans and the bottles? And I was just like,
Oh
I
my
don't.
God.
I was like, I don't know. Like, does it
Your problem.
really like? Are we gonna go recycle? Like, does this matter?
Yes, we did recycle. We took all the cans that needed to go where cans went, and bottles where bottles go. We did all that, so no worries
Oh
there.
wow, my expectations have been exceeded of
You know,
of gaming
you know,
boys.
I wouldn't lie. And so yeah, no, I went to bed at like 4:30, woke up at about 10:30, maybe 11 the next day, and did dishes. And it sucked. Like, it was so gross because there was a lot of bacon grease in the like water
Yeah.
that all the dishes were stewing in. And so like you'd go to pick up a glass cup, but yet it would be like super slimy and like slippery because
was
of
a
the
bacon
nasty
cup.
ass like 3-day-old bacon grease. And just like, oh no, save me. Like, I don't want to do this, but I
You should
should.
have just left it and just drove off and was like,
No,
fuck this.
I wasn't
Somebody
gonna
else
do
can
that. I wasn't gonna do that. Like, because there was still one crew that wasn't about to leave. They weren't gonna leave until the next day, and like it was not. It was like a sink and a half full of dishes. Like they were piled in such a way like a Jenga tower. The dishes like in that sink, like there was a lot of dishes, and they definitely got neglected. But I feel like I did a good amount of dishes. I'd like to think I did about 3 loads, so That's pretty good for 7 days, 3 loads of dishes. Took care of 3 of the days for everybody, but yeah, it was fun. So we had good food. Then we had a night where we cooked burgers and we cooked steak. You had left. I think this is Thursday night at this point. Or possibly even Friday night. We did that, and then people came over. Actually, Hadakamara, Jekyll, Nameless, and Gushi stayed at the
Yeah,
house.
Gushi was asking me. He was like, "Oh, maybe we should like all like sit down somewhere and like eat." And I'm like, "Well, I'm out of there by Thursday, so."
So many people did say like, "Hey, we should do this," and it was just, you guys, I don't know how to literally like construct more time. I don't know
Yeah.
what the hell like sleeping in until 11 is a damn shame, but like then I'd want to stay up until 3 because we weren't done at the meetup till like midnight. So I'd want like at least 3 hours at night, you know what I mean? To hang out with everybody. Anyway, there were some funny moments where Proud jumped onto Wazoo's back and was kicking his legs at people while holding on to Andrew and like making like sounds. Proud also got a tattoo the day of the finals. We dropped him off to get a tattoo. Hung out with Captain Silver Fox for a whole day. He came to the after party with me. Captain Silver Fox did, yeah. We got him into the after party too, and we sat there and literally people watched. Like, I could have been like proactive and networked and whatnot and like talked to people, but instead I sat there and drank booze with Captain Silver Fox and talked about like coding, and we found out yesterday that he got a job.
Nice. And he just graduated, right?
He just graduated and already got a job.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, it
Really
worked. Nice. You were by the way, everybody, the first person to be contacted about the GoFundMe after Travis and I talked, or Captain Silver Fox and I talked, was Blackheart. It was early in the morning, and she said do it. Because I was like, do you remember that? And I was like, yo, I've got a fucking crazy idea and I haven't been able to sleep all night. Do you think we could make this work? And you were like, I don't know.
Fucking do it. Let's change this man's life, and then let's just make him play Dota with us.
He got 3 games of Dota in 3 months. That's how busy he was. 16 hours a day.
Damn, he's never completing that Legion path. I can tell you right now.
Yeah, he isn't. He didn't get to level 225, so, and he can't buy more levels. And he really wanted the Legion item, but he's like, I can't justify it. He's like, I'm out of work. He's like, I just
it now. It's like pretty cheap.
You it's bound to your account.
No, you can buy it.
Can you?
I think like, don't you have 2?
No,
because you have 2 accounts.
Yeah, but I can't trade or sell either of them. Oh no, and I only have it on 1 account. What am I talking about? I'm like level 135 on my old account, and then like level like 270 on my new account.
Because then I know if you like buy the troves and
you can get levels and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
like he probably could if he spent like 18 times the money, which he probably will have because he's going to be a software developer, a coder. Somebody who's going to be maybe even working in the video game scene. So
he's gonna come out with Dota 3.
Yeah, and Captain Silver Fox is gonna be Ice Frog the entire time, and he was just hiding in plain sight, and we had no idea. And he had to follow along with this code core idea, and that's why he also ended at top of his class.
And we're gonna have Pit Lord before Pit Lord even comes out.
Yep, he's just gonna be like, "You want to see something cool? Here's Pit Lord," and you're like, "Thanks, Captain Silver Fox," and it'll be super imbalanced, and we'll win some pubs for once in our lives.
And then we'll have a diva in Dota 3, and it's gonna be so cool. You're gonna have like tracers running around and stuff.
No thanks. Get your overcrack away from my Dota watch.
It's Overwatch. and it's not my fault because you suck.
It's just not my. So I'm pretty sure that I'm just as good as you. I think I got play of the game most of the games
I
you were in.
play with a trackball mouse, so if
You
you
play with a
can't,
mouse that was made in 1996 for
and
sure.
like,
I don't
if it
understand
wasn't
that.
for me, we wouldn't have won one of those Dota games, and
How?
like,
Why do you do that to yourself? Like, I know you have the money to go to like a Fry's or a Best Buy to buy a mouse to like treat yourself right.
all right, where's the beast? I need the beast here because he
You
plays with one too, and he completely backs me up with my decision.
No, it's inefficient.
The
Literally,
beast, I'm calling you out.
it's the Logitech mouse from like 1996 that has the
He
big
has
blue
it's
ball.
actually like 2009, I think, and
It's
the
actually
beast
like
has the
2000.
same one.
No, that technology is like antiquated for sure. Like, don't you want it to like light up and flash at you? You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
give two shits. My keyboard lights up, and I think it's annoying.
I love it. I love my new monitor. I got a new mouse too. I got a Mamba Tournament Edition, and it just plays like it just
Oh, that one was nice.
it just nonstop like dances with itself. It just is like a party in a mouse. It's a
It
great
has
time.
like a breathing type.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. And my DPI is set perfectly because of Razer Synapse.
I
And
didn't like that. I had a Razer Kraken, and it didn't work out well.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. So far, so good. I had a Razer mouse that I really hated, but I never downloaded the Synapse, the software for it, and I never really fucked around with the software. So it's actually really cool and worth it to do.
And I feel like SteelSeries as well, though.
I have a
think you guys
SteelSeries mouse for this computer, for the Mac that I'm recording on.
I have the keyboard and it like asks me to download like every week. I feel like I'm just gonna download a virus one day and then like
It's worse than a virus because at least the virus wants to go unknown on your computer for the most part. Like a virus just wants to like steal your information, do whatever. But these programs that you get with like your mice, with the exception of Razer Synapse, it's pretty good. Just open on startup and it's like fuck off. And I don't know how to use a computer well enough to turn that off. You know what I mean? I mean Michael had to help me because I couldn't plug in my new monitor to my computer. And he just like hit some
what?
keys on the keyboard and it worked. It was crazy, yeah. And he's a fucking biomedical engineer, that guy. God. Oh man.
So funny. His stories are so good.
They were. I was drunk and I was like, I want you to know something, Michael. And he's like, what's that? And he was drunk too. And I was like, I respect your education. And he's like, thanks, man. I was like, you're welcome. And I do. Like I respect what he knows, and I respect the amount of rigorous training he went through, and I hope more people get the chance to meet Therin, Therin, or
It's like all spaced out and weird.
yeah, it's
but
like capital then spaced out, but you'll get to meet him. He's a good guy for sure. And I mean, as is everybody that we saw Chaos for second year. We saw Grouty, of course, Blackheart, who's on the show with me today. Cyphus was, of course, there. Proud, Ursi, Flub, Jack Korean Barbecue was there.
Did I tell you the funny story about
Frozen.
Jack?
You didn't tell me the funny story about Jack.
So I messaged him on Twitter and I was like, hey, I have a shirt for you, when you get a chance. Can I like drop this off to you? Because he was like at the arena the entire time,
Yeah, he was.
So then he was like, oh, hey, I'm like over here near the Chinese panelists. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I'll walk over, And like I see him and like, I'm wearing the DOTP shirt. And then I nod at him. He like walks out or whatever. And for some reason, I think he thought that I was with this random Asian guy like to the right of me. So he like, I think he walked up to him and like shook his hand.
Okay.
But then I was like, no, Jack, I'm like over here. Like we've played games before. Like clearly, you know that I'm a girl. Like I don't know this guy. So he like comes over and then like I give him a hug and I was just like, oh hey, I was like, how's everything going? And I'm like, did you like know that guy? I was like, cause like I did it. And then I think he was just watching the game, and it was so awkward. It was so funny. And then he walked off. And then I was just like,
he was busy every time. I saw him like quite a few times, and he was just like, "Hey, Roland," and I'd be like, "Hey, Jack," and he was like, "Hey, I gotta go, but I want to see the house, and be like, all right, Jack. And like, I
Yeah,
knew
he's
he'd never
always
see the house,
super
but
sweet and polite.
yeah, it was
Like,
super
he's pretty
nice.
cool.
But he was definitely like, he was busy. There was, I mean, a Chinese team won. You know what I mean? Of course, he needed to be places and be doing things. So, okay, I'm gonna close it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna plugs the website defensethepatients.com, YouTube .ptv1, Twitch.ptv, Gmail defenseofthepatients@gmail.com,
Reddit.
Reddit with Goosh. Goosh does a great job. That's our defense of the patients.
Twitter.
Twitter is .p_show at Blackheart. It's not you didn't.
.p underscore.
Yeah, .p_Blackheart. I was like, I can't ever remember if you got like the sweet name of
Oh, and
just
Patreon.
Blackheart.
Patreon.com
Patreon.
/ Defense of the Patients.
Yes. Wow. Yep. That's a
Facebook.
place. Facebook is another place. Oh, we're
If
gonna
you
be
eat
Discord partnered, by the way.
No way.
Yeah, we got a guy gave me a card that I met at the after party, and
I want a hoodie.
and then I gave the card to Captain Silver Fox because I knew he would do it and I wouldn't. And I was like, "Hey, dude," I was like, "Can I give you this card? I know that you did something with helping. I know it was you and Dancing Bear that helped with the Discord. Will you please?" And he's like, "For sure." I was like, "Thanks."
He like tosses the card. He's like,
Yeah.
"Never mind, I'm done."
It was fun. They had like free arcade games there and everything. I need to stop. Okay, there's our plugs. I thought that I was stealing this from Denny. The closing of this is so and so for so and so saying something and something. But actually, this comes from Loveline, which we listened to the whole drive there and the whole drive back. Learned some super interesting things. It was an old radio show with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew, which is, this is Roland for Blackheart saying good luck and Godspeed.